when I said sensual, you can really like get into your, kind of
Ooh.
world of pleasure, and not in the sense of like sexual pleasure, but in the sense of like, when you're taking that first bite of chocolate cake or something, or you like put your toes through like fresh cut grass. It's like those moments of pleasure, like really like taking a moment to experience them in your life.
I feel like you're almost talking dirty to me a little bit. Like, you know? Okay, Tori, thank you so much for doing the podcast.
Thank you for having me. First off, I'm so pumped to be here. Love your work, love your podcast. So thank you for having me, Dani.
So you have a shoot coming up, right? You said you have a music video shoot coming?
Yes.
So
I am so excited for this.
Please tell me all about this. You said you have a dance number?
Well, yes. So basically, for anyone who's seen the history of my artistry, so to speak, I came out with my first single October 10th of last year. So very fresh, very new. We had like a video that kind of was really beautiful cinematically, but we were going around New York. It was kind of, the song is called Never Be. So it was kind of like storyline of just being really mad at yourself in a way and not mad at anyone else, but kind of introspective. Then we kind of picked it up to this Love Me Over You release in February that was full on commercial, like 9 girls around me dancing their butts off. I was just sitting there in this throne. It was such an iconic moment. It was exactly how the visuals came out, were exactly what I wanted and what I had envisioned. I work with a director called Michael McCrary on that one. And he's phenomenal. And he actually directed my next one, which is Con Man. And then he'll be directing this next one next week as well. But then we kind of went into Con Man, which was more the storyline. And it actually, I was so proud of that film, or that, like I guess you could say a mini film, because it really told the story of the song. But this next one is actually, it's called On Ice. And it's coming out in the summer. And I was having these conversations with my director saying, should we go commercial again? Should I go like full on Britney and like have the girls on the, behind me on the chairs and having like a massive screen behind me? And, we went down that road for a bit, but then I got really inspired by a few artists that I had seen put out videos in the last year or so, that I kind of wanted to shift and pivot into a more artistic, really interpretive, almost dance with just me and another man. So almost telling the story of the song through dance. And it completely pivoted. And now I've been working through this dance with a really talented dancer in the city named Tom Feeney. And I'm really excited for it. Like, I think it's going to be very special.
Do you have a history in dancing?
No, I don't.
This is awesome. No, I love this. I love the fact that you don't. And you're like, all right, I'm going to do this interpretive dance for my music video. This is incredible. How long have you been rehearsing, working?
Well, I feel like, so I did grow up when I was like 13, 14, 15, 16, like would go to dance classes. I went to I think it was hip hop dance class, jazz dance, those kinds of classes in Toronto. But I've never been a dancer, so to speak. And so, even with Love Me Over You, with these girls all behind me, like these girls were professional dancers. They had danced with Kendrick Lamar. They had danced with Super Bowl. Like they were it. And, I kept up for sure. But I also think it's because we have movement in our bodies, right? And with this interpretive dance, it's not like we are doing a very, like, we are doing a choreographed dance, no doubt. But it's not a like specific moves where, you really have to be technical. It's almost like feeling the music and feeling the storyline within your body. And that is what I think is the best part of it, is that you don't, it actually, it's like you kind of want to be ugly. You want to be raw. You want to be like really, really like telling the story. And that doesn't always need like specific dance moves where you're like, tangoing or something like that. It's like a different kind of tango.
I think I'm picturing in my mind like a ballroom dance.
Oh, okay. No, it's definitely, I mean, ballroom dancing is legit, but it's definitely not a ballroom dance. There's no real set moves. It's kind of, there are, sorry, I'm not being very clear. There are set moves that Tom and I know.
Okay.
But there aren't, like from the outside looking in, it's kind of like we're just kind of cat and mousing a little bit. It's like, I'm up against you, you're up against me, but then we're gone. And like, it's kind of that kind of movement.
As you're releasing these songs, are you gearing up for an album? What's happening?
So I am working towards my EP in October.
Okay, very cool.
I was really, really excited because it's my first EP. It's kind of encapsulating the last 3 songs I put out, and then On Ice as well, with another few songs that will not be released until the EP is released. And it's funny, I was talking with my sister like a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about these songs, and I had so much to get out. Like, I think that it was just, it kind of poured out of me. And now that I'm kind of not beyond this EP, but thinking a little bit more ahead of what's to come, I'm so excited for like really different kind of music too.
Yeah.
Like beyond October. And it just kind of shows you that these moments as an artist can really be encapsulated in like an era, like a time. And then you can really move on to something else too. And like kind of pivot. And that's like, and then I even have what I want to do after that a little bit too. So obviously things will change down the road, but I'm really excited for this particular one to have kind of taken it's basically like ever since I came back to music, which was 3 years ago, it's taken all of those moments in the last 3 years and put them into this EP that will really resonate.
I was doing a deep dive on your TikTok, and what I love about you, what I absolutely adore about you, is that you are living every girlie's dream. You quit your corporate job. Am I right?
I definitely, yes, I'll tell you all about it.
Okay, so you quit your corporate job to follow your dreams. So you were literally doing the baddie moment, and I absolutely love it, and I want to hear all about it.
Okay, so if we're going to go back, my corporate world was more like advertising.
Okay.
And my first like dream to leave corporate was that I actually started my own company, and it was completely different than music. It was in 2018 or 2019, and I actually made high ponytail hats for women. I patented a magnetic back closure on a baseball cap for women to wear their hair high.
Which
was insane. Yeah,
that was you.
Yeah. It's called Top Knot. I'm not doing a plug for Top Knot. I'm just saying, like, this is like what brought me into my entrepreneurial world and being able to go out and like market and build brand and everything like this. Like, this was something. So that's where I really left corporate world. And then once I did that, we took Top Knot through COVID, and it was a little I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was super challenging for like 2 years.
Right.
And then we brought it to profitability, and I was just like, this is great, but I don't want to sell hats for the rest of my life. And I don't know if it was the universe or manifestation or calling in something, but I remember I was dating someone at the time, and I remember telling him, like, I want to start an a cappella choir, like in New York City. It was like something to do with music. I don't know what it was that I wanted to bring back. And that we broke up. It was actually a significant time, but we broke up. And then a month later, I got pulled into my first jam session in New York. And it was just absolutely like, it cracked my soul open without being dramatic. Like, it was just something that I couldn't ignore, and that set me on my music journey. And I went home and I bought a piano, and I like viciously learned the piano for a year, like 4 hours a day, every day, just like learning. I should say that I grew up in a musical background.
Yeah.
Definitely not a musical family, but I grew up singing my whole life. Like, childhood was like choirs, Toronto Children's Chorus, Canadian Children's Opera Chorus. I sang with Celine Dion when I was 10, like huge moments. And then I went to business school because my parents are like lawyers and business women. Like I was blessed them in every way, but I was not in a musical family. So I actually went to business school, and that's kind of like the trajectory into corporate world. But so when I got pulled into this jam session and really like went all in, it just was something that, like I said, like I couldn't ignore it. And that's where it started, this journey.
I just love that this journey began with the top knot hat, because we're all familiar with it. It was so popular. Like I remember it being such like a monumental moment, and I worked in a women's boutique and we sold it.
Really?
Yes,
really?
We sold hats that you created. So like, it's just incredible to me that you've created something like that. I did not think that's where the story was going to go, by the way. I thought you were going to be like, listen.
I don't think I told you about that. Yeah.
No.
I don't think I told you.
I thought you were going to be like, listen, I was in a cubicle for 6 years. I said, fuck it. Like, that's really what I thought you were going to say. So this is just wild to me that you were able to have that business mindset to create something that is so genius. Like, it's so genius. And then you got out of it and you're like, I'm on to the next thing. I'm going to create music. And you just fall into it. How did you fall into the jam session? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, totally. So it was actually a guy that approached me at an event. It was a person that approached me at an event. I told you I had just gone through this breakup with this other guy. So I was like pens down on dating, like pens down on everything. I'm like, no, like, I can talk to you at this event, but like, we're not doing anything. And so I think that's how he kind of approached hanging out with me, was to say like, hey, do you want to come to a jam session? And that jam session actually turned into a beautiful band for like a year and a half in New York. Like it was a real, I was going to say confidence booster, but like it was a builder. It built my confidence back up in like taking me to stage, creating songs, first off covers, and like, taking a different arrangements of covers. And then also building, like starting my songwriting, like really like it allowed this platform to be able to, fall and fail and just try things out. And then also have this consistent stage confidence being built. It was actually very meaningful to me to have that band, because it wasn't necessarily like my music suited to my voice that I'm doing now, because it was more like rock pop, but it really gave me the confidence to be able to say like, I want to go and do this solo, like on my own.
Well, I feel like if you can rip with a band, and I'm assuming you probably were, performing at bars and different venues and like, which I love a cover band. Like, I love it. I think it's so fun. I feel like you see the most talented artists in cover bands, and it's such a great step into that world and finding your voice and your confidence. So that's incredible that's where that began. All from a random, it sounds like a random meet.
It was a completely random meeting. Like, if I had not met this person, I wouldn't have been introduced to that world in any way. Like, but I think that is like the beauty and the unique kind of sauce of New York too, right? Like, I don't think that this would have happened in Toronto. Not to say like, you never know, but my mind is so open in New York. My mind is so creative in New York. It really just like allowed me to express in a different way that I had never done so in Toronto.
Right. And especially after a breakup. I feel like after a breakup, it's just like the heavens open,
Yeah, totally. And this one allowed me to really, like I said, pens down on dating. Like, it really allowed me to go inward and just say like, hey, like this is actually getting to a place where I have to look inside myself and ask like, why did this particular breakup happen? And why have a few breakups happened in not the same vein, but just generally like what's going on? And that, I think, aligned with bringing music in. Like it touched my soul in a way. Like, like I would come home and I would just be on my piano singing, and you almost kind of like go to a different realm. I don't know. I could, like a flow state or something. Can't explain it, but it was really, really cool.
I feel like it almost sounds like your safe space, that you're able to kind of like rock out and jam at home. And I want to go back to even you were talking about like reflecting after a breakup and really trying to understand yourself and what's important. You posted a TikTok that I found that was very interesting where you said like you understood why a man says like, I don't have time for dating, like I'm too busy working.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So in the last, I would say 9 months, like basically since I came out with my first release, October 10th, 2025, I have been nonstop focused on, like I have been hyper focused on this music. Like it is all I think about. It is all I talk about. It is all I do every day. And I'm like doing it all, right? Because I'm like the definition of an indie artist. Like I have my beautiful team that makes the music, and now I have my beautiful team that actually creates the visuals behind the music, like the music videos. But everything else under the sun, like the editing the videos, the like shooting the videos, the concepting of like what to do on all platforms is me. And it takes so much time to do this. And like I am up many nights till 3 a.m, like editing these videos that, are 30-second TikTok. So like 30-second Instagram post reels, right? And I was on the subway, I think, heading to a shoot when I made that TikTok. And I'm like, I get it. Like, I actually get it for the first time. Why? Because, like, there's that whole kind of storyline where the man works 100 hours a week. And, when, like, he neglects the family, he neglects the woman, and the woman, like all that silly stereotype story.
Right.
But I've seen it a couple of times through, friends' relationships or even, past relationships I've had. What I meant by that TikTok is that I think in order to create an empire and create something really meaningful, you have to put your full focus on it. And I actually am single right now. And sometimes I feel like I've been given this gift of time because like I'm just spending so much to rev up the foundation of this music career,
right?
And learn and educate myself. And it would be, there's always space for love. I'm never going to say that there's not space for love because love is so beautiful and I'm such a romantic.
Yeah.
But I also do value being able to just go home and like work on this stuff relentlessly.
And focus.
Yeah.
I honestly like really resonated with the TikTok, and I just thought it was very interesting that you brought that stereotype to light, and you're like, I understand it. I get it, because like for me, like I'm single, and I have the podcast and I have a job, and single ladies. And like I value the time that I have, and it's hard because like you have to have the time to create, and like you said, you're up till 3 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah,
it's not saying it's impossible, but it makes it hard.
Yeah, it's just like you said, it's just pure focus.
Yeah Absolutely. So you are the definition of an indie artist. You're doing everything. You're creating the concepts. Your music video, what caught my attention was your music video for Con Man. I absolutely adored it.
Oh, thank you so much. I actually was so proud of that video and how it turned out because we had done so the first video that I did for Never Be was with an amazing videographer, Chris Barcia in the city. The second video, Love Me Over You, was with Michael McCrary, who is absolutely just takes my vision and makes them happen on screen. Yeah. And but the Love Me Over You one was quite a dance number, right? So like I had like 8 girls behind me. I was on a throne. It was super women powerful. Just like taking your power back, in actually that song, the you in Love Me Over You is fear. So like whatever you fear yourself, like whatever you're holding as fear, it's like you're going to love yourself over that fear. And that is like the driving force of that, or was the driving force of that video. But with Con Man, the Love Me Over You was such a dance number. With Con Man, we really wanted to tell a story. Like we really wanted to entice the emotion of just kind of like this guardian angel, like looking after women who had been basically conned by this man and this person. So, we had a beautiful backdrop of the Beekman luxury condominiums in New York that just set such an incredible scene and stage for that video. And we told the story. And I think that I didn't know how it was going to come out, and what came out of it I was very proud of.
It was absolutely gorgeous. Did you pick the spaces and locations? Like, how does that process work as you're working with Michael, your partner?
Yeah, Michael is amazing at collaborating. I actually, for Con Man, the concept came from my my singing partner, like my songwriting partner, actually, not okay. Michael. It actually came from a man named Theo Tams up in Toronto. He's an incredible visionary as well, and he had the full-on concept of these women in a theater, right? Like just like watching on screen this story play out of this con man conning this girl. And it's like, and you know, and the lyrics are, and her too, and her too, and her too, and her too. And so he had this like, you know, real vision of all these women sitting down into the theater. And then I took this and we expanded it into, you know, having 2 different locations. But really what I had to do was find that theater. And once I have an idea, I really don't stop until I find it. And so it's just putting it out to your network. And I had an amazing friend, Daniel, in the city that actually runs the activations at the B&O Bang & Olufsen store in Soho. And he said, listen, like I have a friend at this luxury condominium, speak for luxury condominiums, you know, reach out to her. And it went very smoothly. Like they were able to give us a space for the full, like 2/3 of the day.
That's incredible. How long do these shoots typically last for you?
Well, actually, this one we jammed a ton in those. I think we started at something like 8 a.m. and we only had until 2. And another thing I wanted to say is that they actually had, the theater was Woody Allen's theater for 50 years before they bought it back from him like 2 years ago. So when we were in this space, like they had redone it with like Laura Piana and like, you know, it was so gorgeous and beautiful. But when we were in it, like we could feel the energy of Woody Allen. Like it was his editing studio. So we were like filming in this place where he had been for a long time making his films. So that was very almost iconic in a way. But we didn't have a lot of time with that shoot. And the one that we're coming up shooting in next week, actually, we have budgeted way more time, double the amount of time, even though it's a very different concept shoot. Yeah. There were moments of stress in that con man shoot that you didn't see in the final video. But if we rolled the behind the scenes video back, you'd see it.
Ooh, is there some behind the scenes footage?
Oh, there's tons. I actually have been creating different reels for trial reels and for TikTok of the behind the scenes footage that are cut, like, you know, coming out in a good cadence. But yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes footage.
I feel like that was my favorite part back in the day with like MTV, was like the behind the scenes. Like I almost love that more than the music video. And
it's real stuff.
It is. And like you had so many people in that shoot as well. Like, you know, it's a lot of moving parts.
Correct. And I will give it to Michael McCrary. He knows how to handle stress and he knows how to handle people. Like I was blown away and very impressed by the first shoot we did, Love Me Over You, because, you know, 8 dancers, choreography pivoting on a dime almost, you know, again, time constraints. You really have to have a great head on your shoulders to be able to manage that. And he does a great job.
It's not an easy task. So for this new music video, is it just you and your partner in dancing?
Yes. So this one coming up is even more different than Con Man and different from Love Me Over You. The single is called On Ice, a little teaser. It's on ice and it's coming out in the summer. And originally, Michael and I had discussed creating it like another commercial hit where it's like 8 dancers behind us. We're on chairs, like Britney style, a little bit like, a screen behind us. We were thinking that, but I've seen a couple of really, really inspirational dances, like almost modern, interpretive, contemporary dances by artists that I follow in the last year. And I've always wanted to tell a story through dance. And that is where we actually landed and pivoted to with this one on ice. So I'm actually working with only one other dancer, an amazing dancer in the city called Danii. He and I have had a couple of rehearsals, and it's going to be so special.
Yeah.
This one, I'm really, really excited for it. And I'm not a dancer, like, by any means. Like, I feel like I've gone into these things with, like, just like, trying to tell the world that I'm a dancer. I danced when I was like 16 in a couple of dance classes, but this one, what I love about it is that it's so almost like interpretive dance. It's raw, it's emotional, it's ugly, it's like bringing out all of your emotions in dance. So it's not really that technical. Like, we have moves, of course, but it's really just expressing the emotion, and I'm very excited for it.
Listen, you got to pull from dance somewhere. And if you got to pull from your 16-year-old self in like a hip hop class, then that's just what you have to do.
That's true.
You got to make it work.
Yeah, I feel like we all have movement in our body.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we all have movement. I said that with Love Me Over You too. It's an expression of feeling, if everyone could just get into their body every day and like the feelings that they were feeling, I feel it would be people would be so much lighter and so much more and have the ability to express emotion. I really believe that.
Tori, if I did an interpretive dance about my feelings, I would look like a gremlin coming out of a cave.
Hey, that's incredible. That's incredible. I challenge you to do that. Sometimes I'm on my, knees, like screaming out with my tongue out. Like, you got to have a way to be able to get it out. And sometimes, you can express in sensual ways too. Like, I do those embodiment classes as well. Like, not classes rather, but embodiment practices.
Wait, what is that? Sorry.
Yeah, I worked with a spiritual coach actually like 3 years ago for 6 months.
Okay.
That actually went into a 9-month container. And what it was incredible to work with her. Her name's Amanda Young. She's out of California, and she does her work through the like the baseline of women's goddesses.
Okay.
So like, it's goddess work. And I don't know if a lot of people believe in this, but for us it was that there are 3 goddesses that are in women at all times. There's the warrior goddess, the sensual goddess, and the like maternal goddess, right? Yeah. So, and they can be out of whack, like they can be out of balance. So what her practice was learning about all of these goddesses, and every, like, from Greek goddesses to African goddesses to Indian goddesses, we came into embodiment, right? So there's embodiment practices for each type of goddess. And that's why I mentioned when I said sensual, you can really like get into your, kind of world of pleasure, and not in the sense of like sexual pleasure, but in the sense of like, when you're taking that first bite of chocolate cake or something, or you like put your toes through like fresh cut grass. It's like those moments of pleasure, like really like taking a moment to experience them in your life.
I feel like you're almost talking dirty to me a little bit. Like, those are 2 very sensual moments.
So I brought the chocolate cake. So that's like, that's on me.
I mean, the chocolate cake, I had a guest on a few months ago, and she told me she used to keep a piece of chocolate cake in her like fridge, and she'd have it like a piece or 2 in the middle of the night. Like, not a piece, but like a bite or 2 in the middle of the night.
Wow. If I had a piece of chocolate cake in my fridge that I went and ate in the middle of the night, it would not be a bite. It would be the full thing.
Same. I'm like, how did you control yourself? I couldn't take 2 bites. It'd be the whole piece.
No. Like, if no one's watching, that cake is gone.
Yes.
By like 12:01.
Yes. Okay, this is totally off topic. Makes no sense to what we're talking about, but kind of. What's your favorite food to eat alone?
Oh my gosh. Well, it depends, I think, on whether I'm trying to be healthy or not.
Okay. If you're not being healthy, this is like your...
Okay, I love Thai food so much. But like, Thai food, whatever, like everyone likes Thai food. But I will order my Thai food orders as if I was ordering for 3 people. Like, I am getting 3 main dishes. I am getting 2 appetizers and a dessert. And it's like, if I'm alone, I will go ham on those.
I love
all of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, and then you know what's nuts is that I meet people who will order like just a pad thai. And I'm like, oh boy, I guess like I eat a little bit more than you do because I am going after that pad thai and then this and then this and then like finish it off with a street treat. But I love volume eating. So basically, if I was being healthy, what I love is a great cabbage slaw.
Ooh.
It's like, yeah, cabbage goes a long way. So you can cut up this cabbage. It looks like it goes endless, but you're still being healthy because it's like very low calorie. And you just, you can have it any which way. A coleslaw with like a vinegar base. You can do a Greek yogurt base. You can put avocado as the thing. I love doing that too.
Ooh, that sounds refreshing. Like it just sounds nice for the summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. And also I will say that I'm a watermelon like connoisseur. So if I have a watermelon in my apartment, I will have the entire thing and I make these watermelon fingers.
Wait, what is
where
that?
I actually slice the big watermelon, take the half, cut it off, like cut all of the green off, and then slice like this. And we make watermelon fingers for my family. It's like a whole tradition.
Oh, that sounds absolutely incredible.
My favorite fruit.
There's nothing better than a chilled watermelon in the middle of summer.
And girl, we are coming into season. We are here. Yeah, we are testing out the watermelon.
We are so here. So we were also talking about, speaking of food and like kind of, preparing, and thank you for like sharing your deepest, darkest food secret with me on this podcast. I really appreciate that. But we talked about you also do fasting.
I definitely do fasting. Yes.
So
I will definitely do like a 24-hour fast. I think like probably once a month.
Okay.
But what it is actually a family member of mine, my uncle, really, really like gets behind the 3-day fast, which is tough. But apparently, according to him, and please take this with a grain of salt because neither one of us are doctors.
Yeah.
But apparently a 3-day fast really, the body starts eating the bad cells and regenerates like stem cells in you that are very, very good for your body. So he asks us, the whole family, to do it once a quarter, but I can only do it once, I think, like every 6 months. And so that, it actually really does like ebb and flow through like fogginess and clear brain. But once you get through it, like you really do feel healthier. And I haven't done as much research as I probably should on it, but if it does do what my uncle does say it does, I think it's important for everyone, like to be able to do that. And you constantly kind of obviously are drinking water, and you're drinking you can have electrolyte tablets with sodium in it to like really offset the sodium loss, but it's supposed to be very healthy for you.
I just can't imagine like my Uncle Roy giving me a call and being like, hey, it's almost the end of Q2. We got to get that fast in. Like, we got to do it. We got to reset. It sounds like such a good idea. And like, maybe I try it once and I'll get back to you. I just feel like I'd be so miserable. I think I'd be so mean.
Yeah, you do have to kind of plan your days out that you're not going out for any dinners with friends for 3 nights. Or like for 2 nights, but however you structure it, right? But you do have to be very aware of what you can do in those 72 hours. Like I usually plan things to distract myself. Absolutely no working out. Just more things that like take your mind off it, and then not centered around meals at all.
Have you taken up like crocheting? Are you knitting? No. Are we doing Scrabble? Like, what are we doing to keep our mind off of food?
Okay. It's really, really weird. Like, it's really weird, but you'll get the hack. I actually like look at food recipes I know it's like, it's so sadistic. It's so strange, but I actually look at food recipes on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever I'm on.
Okay.
I actually have a TikTok now for my personal because it's just, I'm so on it so much for music, but So I'll go down Instagram and I'll basically find new recipes. That's how I found this cabbage slaw, by the way.
Okay.
But I find new recipes that I will want to make when my fast is over. And it will really bring me into like a beautiful place where I'm like, oh, that's something new that I haven't tried before. Like, I want to try that. And there we go.
That's not the motivational thing I thought you were going to say. It does make sense because it's like at the light at the end of the tunnel. Like once you get through this fast, like you can make this, cabbage slaw. I probably would, maybe pick a brownie or something. But, you're finding the things that,
I'm right there with you too. Again, if the brownie is in the house, it's getting eaten. That's why I bring nothing into this house because this apartment, because it's just like it will completely be eaten within minutes.
Do your friends come over and they're like, oh, there's a Dijon mustard and a bottle of water and some salt. Tori must be on her fast today.
They don't come over, but they definitely know when I'm fasting. They're like, okay, we'll see you in 2 days. We'll see you in.
They're like, we're not gonna, no communication.
Yeah. It's just like a little bit of a black hole moment where I just kind of like go inward, which is nice.
Honestly, that sounds great. I mean, you do need time to just kind of be by yourself and with your thoughts. And I can't imagine doing that while being hungry, but you reset.
You reset.
I'm really glad that we discussed that. So what are the plans once the album come out? Like, what is the big vision for Tori Lord? Like, what are you thinking is down the road for you?
Yeah, it's such a nice question because I'm obviously constantly thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I think what's happened since I released my first single in October is that I really had a lot in me that I want to get out, right? Like a lot in me. And so much has come in these few singles that I've released so far. And I'm working towards an EP that's going to be dropping probably October.
Ooh,
and
okay.
that EP will have a few more songs that will not have been released yet. And then again, the one that I'm shooting next week on Ice will be on that as well. And I think of what I was saying the other day to a friend is that they I don't know, these songs all kind of live in the same world.
Okay.
And they all kind of live in this discovery of like what my own sound is, but also I think every song gets better and better and better. And the transition of seeing like even my first song to like my fifth song is so cool because I'm just like, wow, I'm really loving this creation. And also like the themes around a lot of them are similar. So I feel like it kind of has this capsule of time that I have started music. Like it takes the last 3 years and it really puts it in a capsule of this EP, which is really cool. That being said, I also have worked with these couple of new producers that are completely in a different world of fast music, dance music, like let's go energy, kind of, really, really out there. And I'm in love with that too.
Yeah.
And so now, and in the background, I've been working with them. And there's a few songs that I think to myself, oh, wow, like maybe that could be the next era. Like, or maybe that doesn't even have to be like a full era. Maybe it can be like a trilogy,
Ooh.
A trilogy of dance music where I take that badassery and like bring it to a club or bring it to like, like the energetic stage. So I don't go to clubs anymore, but still like, really make bangers in that sense. Right.
Yeah.
I know. Like I'm not in the club, but like, let's play it in the club.
Not in the club, but I'll play it in the club. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all fans of the club.
Yeah.
And so, so then, and even while saying that too, I want to call more, I want to create more, really positive songs with my content as well too. A lot of these songs that I've come out with the last few months and continue to come out with for this EP, like they are centered around, my experiences with men or my experiences with society. And like, there are a lot of underbelly themes of, I don't know, anger in a way and, being pissed in some ways too. And I don't want to sing all of that. I don't want to sing that forever. Right. Like there are so many different facets of me that I want to express. And so I think it's really great and amazing as an artist that you can be, and especially in this day and age where people are genre bending so much that it's really just an expression of your soul in that time, and like to stay really present in that and to write from those experiences.
Do you think you would go back to your live performing days and go back to your rock roots a little bit as well?
You know that rock hasn't come across my desk yet lately, or like rock hasn't come across the studio, I should say, recently. No, I'm more in this world of like Charlie XCX and Cat's Eye, and not so much like leaning into K-pop, like that world, because I'm not that, but just like those sounds and those elements, and that they kind of go everywhere. It's super cool to be able to put that into a song. So I'm kind of experimenting with that right now.
I love that. I love that you are experimenting with genres and you're not just stuck in like one lane. And like, you know, of course, when you're talking about anger, naturally men are going to come up. Like I totally get that, you know, but you kind of, I'm sure you're going to get to a point, and you are now, like you're evolving and you're thinking of those next steps. And I'm just excited to see what you're going to do with those next steps.
Yeah, me too. I'm 10 steps ahead, but I'm also trying to live in the present as well, too. Because, you know, with today's music, it's like people do expect you to put out singles so rapidly. And, you know, if you listen to any podcast or like put something out on Spotify, like 6 to 8 weeks. And I said, you know, I say like 6 to 8 weeks, like that's a really short cadence to like rev up your marketing for a single, also do post marketing, and also have a song ready to go. Right. Like it's a lot. So I am trying to keep up with that, but you know, I kind of look at it like, you know, take Con Man, for example, without, you know, giving too much away. We're going to be doing another version of Con Man that's going to be coming out at the beginning of July, which is going to be a special version of that song again. But much more, you know, hint stripped down.
Okay.
And having those kinds of moments too, because it can't work for every song, but for that one particularly, it you know, it's really acoustically driven, and it can have that second almost world that it lives in.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things help the cadence of like putting it up on these platforms. But yeah, it's crazy what has come to be standard.
I did not realize that was the standard, that a 6 to 8 week turnaround is the standard. That absolutely blows my mind.
Yeah. So they tell you to have, you know, 10, 12 songs like in your docket, like in your pipeline before you even start promoting. I kind of didn't do that. I didn't do that suggestion. I kind of wanted to get out of the gate a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also, so that's why I kind of am thinking ahead a lot of the times, because like, you know, I'm trying to plan out my year accordingly. And I eventually, you know, sooner than later want to tour. So like you have to have those songs to create your show. And that's like where my goal. So my goal has been always to take this year to build the tour songs. And I want to have about 9 locked and loaded by August. And I'm almost there. But, you know, touring is a whole other docket, which is exciting. And like basically one of like the main reasons why I love doing this is to be on stage and performing. So that's going to be really cool for me too.
What is Tori's dream tour outfit?
Oh my gosh, my outfit has changed so many times. Oh my gosh. It's changed so many times because in this process, I've also been really discovering my own brand too. And, you know, what I want to have as my visual identity, what I want to be authentically, but also just how I want to present to the world. So it's gone everywhere from like corsets and big like balloon pants to you know, suits that are oversized. Yeah, like that yeah, so many other things. But I think, and like, I'm just trying to think about what I'm wearing for the On Ice video next week too, which is going to be different. But I think for me, an empowering outfit on stage will have a element of masculinity and femininity working together. I've always really loved, I mean, it's my personality too. Like I do have beautiful feminine energy, but I also have masculine energy that comes through as well, and kind of like my boss bitch kind of era.
Yes.
And so I think like an element of those dualities meeting each other will definitely reflect in my outfits.
I feel like that's what attracted me to you in Con Man, was I think there was that mix of masculine and feminine energy, and just you do have this like boss bitch vibe, and I'm just like, this girl, like she just fucking gets it. Like you just get it and you exude it. And I was kind of hoping that would be the answer, but then also if you would have been like, you know what, pink sequins and feathers, I'd have been like, that makes sense too. Perfect.
Yeah, you know, I actually admire people who choose a color and stick with it. Like I have a wonderful artist, a friend of mine, Sophia Galate. She's incredibly talented, an R&B artist out of LA, and her whole thing is pink. Like she wears pink, 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 nonstop pink. Her stage is pink, her outfit's pink, her lipstick's pink. It's like everything's pink. And sometimes I think it'd be so easy to just have a color and stick with it. It would obviously would be limiting too, but it would kind of like be that uniform. I'm not there yet, but she's a great artist to look at too.
Oh, well, definitely have to check her out for sure. Okay. So what's a get ready with me like before one of these shoots? Like what does your morning look like? Run me through a morning.
For a shoot or for a show? Which one?
Let's do a shoot.
Like a shoot next week kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. So next week's will be very laborious. Like, is that a word? Labor intensive, strenuous. Because in these rehearsals, like you're not messing around. Like you are in full-fledged workout mode in these rehearsals. Like there are lifts. I'm on, like, you know, I'm up, I'm down, I'm on the ground. There's so many different moves that when you go all out, like it's very, very, it's a workout.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be, shoot days are actually really ironically much easier for me because I get my hair and makeup done on set.
Okay.
Like when I do a show, I have to worry about what I'm going to wear. I have to worry about my hair, my makeup, like everything is a go, like on my own time.
You do all of it.
I do all of it for my shows, any kind of show that I do in New York or in Toronto or whatever. But on a shoot day, it's kind of like more relaxed because we have hair and makeup there. So I always, and I'm not singing, right? So it's like I don't have to warm up. It's a very different kind of energy. So on those days, I just feel like so much has been prepped ahead of that day that I make sure to prep everything. Sorry, I should say that. I make sure that I prep everything so much that I can wake up on the day like super relaxed. Like there's no stress. Like, is someone going to show up? Do we have this person? Like, is this all of those things are kind of locked and loaded ahead of time. So really on shoot days, it's just showing up and eating a great breakfast and being like super. And this one I'll probably be eating like a protein breakfast because again, like you want to feel light. Yeah. Because I'll be dancing, but you want to have the energy. And then when we get there, it's like setting everything and then it's go time.
Are you doing coffee in the morning?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh.
I'm actually like I'm not allergic to coffee, but I have a serious aversion to caffeine. It's like 1,000 ants get under my skin and I just feel so weird. I can do decaf sometimes. Okay. I do decaf.
Okay.
Sometimes, but even with the decaf, when they accidentally give me caffeine or there's more caffeine in it than I'd like I can feel it like in 5 minutes.
That is absolutely wild. Are you doing a tea or do we not do anything hot in the morning?
I don't have that routine. Okay. I know many millions of people have that routine there. I do not have that routine. I walk my dog And I'll go to the coffee shop on a really hot day and get like a iced tea.
Okay.
That's caffeine free. That's what I'll do.
You must be saving so much money because
I do feel like I save a ton of money on those coffees.
Yeah.
Because when I get a decaf latte, it's like, I don't know, what is it? Like $7 with a tip, it's $8
easily, or 10 if you're in LA. Crazy. Yes,
it's insane.
Easily, yeah. Wow, that's that's crazy.
Shoot days are good. This one next week will be a 10-hour shoot day, so we'll probably like break for a few snacks or lunch or something too. But it'll be great.
I can't imagine, or maybe you can describe to me, what's the feeling like after a shoot day? Like once that's all completed and everything's done.
It's wonderful. It's exhausting, but I come home and I get into bed and I feel really proud of myself.
Yeah.
Like that's what I feel. Because it's just such a lift to get this stuff off the ground. And, sometimes I come from an advertising background, so I know production very well. Like, doing commercials and stuff. So I know what it means to be on a set. I know what it means to need people there, like who needs to be there and stuff. But it's still so many people that have to show up, have to do their job, their role. And without it, like it can go really south really fast. And then I have been on shoots that go south and it gets so stressful. So should everything go really well and smoothly and with little pocket stress, of course.
Of course.
But you manage
naturally.
You get home or at least I get home and I feel very, very proud of the work that we've done and accomplished.
I mean, Tori, you are living your dream. Like you're living your dream and your passion. And I can just imagine seeing all of that come to life. Like you must lay your head down and I can just be like, I'm really doing it. Like you're doing the thing.
I think I've said this in other interviews. What gets me off the most about this life is or this kind of way of life is to create something from nothing.
Yeah.
My best moments are in the studio when you start with a blank canvas and create a full song. And then it's these music videos where you have a vision and you put it to life on camera. And then again, once touring will start, it will be having that vision of the show because I want the show to be so unique and almost like a performance storytelling and that kind of thing. That will be, again, from nothing. It's creating stuff from nothing that I think is so cool.
It is. It's so incredible and fascinating and fun and funky and there's just so many moving parts to it. And I don't know. I think that's just what I love about the creative process the most. And I'm very excited to see you live. Girl, I will be front row, ready to go.
Thank you so much. The support is incredible. Thank you.
Absolutely. But before I let you go, I think you know what time it is.
Oh, God.
I'm ready to hear your damn it moment. I'm so ready.
Okay. I thought about this and I wanted to get one that was relatively recent.
Okay.
So I did a show last month or something. And I didn't I don't know if I wasn't told this or if I just didn't hear it or whatever. There was a miscommunication, but I was actually the guest singer for a comedian show, a comic show.
Okay.
So I knew there was kind of some comedy here and there, but I didn't realize it was a comedy show. And I actually wasn't necessarily you weren't coming for Tori Lord. You were coming for the comedy. And I was there as the musical guest.
Okay.
So 5 minutes before I go up on stage, the guy is oh, I'm gonna riff with you on stage. And I'm wait a second. I am not, excuse my friends, I'm not a fucking comedian. I can go dancing. I can sing. I think I'm funny. I think I'm funny and witty banter with my friends or on a date or something.
Right.
That I'll give myself, but I am no comedian. I have been friends with comedians before and I see what they do and I think they're phenomenal. They're so fantastic. I cringe thinking doing that. So I get up on stage And he's like, oh yeah, like, will you just like say a couple things or whatever? So I start to like try to like be funny, like in front of these people. And I like try to crack, like not crack jokes, but just be my witty self. I guess it flopped, Dani. Like I am talking like crickets in the bush, like across the street, were louder than what the audience was. It was so bad. No! And then I was like trying to go into like, you know, like that self-deprecating humor that like can kind of be funny. So I was like trying to like make fun of myself, like trying to get like a little chuckle. Nothing, zero, goose egg.
No.
And I was dead. I was dead on stage. I died.
No.
And then I came back to life and sang. This is never gonna happen again. Like I need to do my due diligence. Like this is not gonna happen again. It was mortifying.
I'm hot just thinking about it for you because if you're not a comedian and you hear somebody say like we're just gonna riff on stage, you have no idea what that means. Especially if you've never met that person either.
And I had asked him what it meant. I'm like, okay, so like what are you gonna ask me? He's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I am worrying about it.
Yes. I am clenched. My asshole is clenched, sir. I don't know what you're going to ask me. And then, you know, you're trying to do your best up there. And then there's silence. I could just picture you being like, and now I'm here to perform Con Man. Like, you know, like, what do you do?
That's exactly what you do. That's exactly what you do. And it was, it was definitely a, what are you calling it?
A Dammit moment?
Yeah, it was a moment. It was crazy.
That's the epitome of Dammit moment. And I really hope, I feel like a lot of my conversation tonight with you has been about food, but I really hope that you had some pad thai after that because I just, oh God.
Definitely comfort food came very soon after that.
Okay. I'm very happy to hear that because that is a whole, and honestly, I've done mixed shows before. I'll never forget I did a show that it was comedy and improv mixed, which doesn't sound like it sounds like it would be a good idea. But
in reality, it wasn't.
It wasn't because it was like an improv group that went on stage and they died on stage and then they came off and they're like, all right, Dani, go ahead and go do 10. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah. it like, where are the eggs?
Yep.
Because I think that they're coming at me.
Literally.
Well, I'll tell you as what I told them. I was like, I'm going to stick with singing. They also didn't like that. They didn't. No. See how you just laughed? That was really kind of you.
Yeah.
No laughter from them. No laughter. Oh, I'll just stick with singing, I guess.
That warrants a chuckle.
Okay, let's cue it up.
You're like, let's hit the piano. Like, come on. Wow.
Like, girl, something, you know?
What a salty ass crowd.
It was a salty crowd. It was a real salty crowd.
I mean, I unfortunately, I'm happy that it happened in a sense. So you have a Dammit moment to share, but also like, ew.
Correct.
Ew.
Yeah. Gross. No, never again.
No, you can't. Those mixed shows, they're bad news. Don't do them if you're listening to this podcast. If someone says it to you, just say no.
Or at least up front, know exactly what you're getting into. So you don't have to be drawn into the sing/jokes. The sing/comedy.
Yeah, and I've seen those shows before, like the mix, like music and comedy, which like I do feel like it could have like its space, but
man. Oh yeah. And then because my songs again are kind of like about men and the relationships and this and that, the comedian got up and was like, "No, wow, like I guess I should have vetted the singer because she's talking about just breakups over here, and now we gotta get like." Laughing comedy, like some jokes going, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god, Tori, this sounds like a fucking nightmare.
He was like, let's get Tori Lord back here. Just sing some more songs about like slim the wrist.
Oh my god.
I'm out of here. Like I'm checked out. Sorry, it's hilarious now, but in the moment I'm like, wow, okay. All right.
Okay, this was great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. At it's Tori Lord like Instagram.
I think you should have just went full in. You just go out to the audience, you start handing out like stickers or business cards or whatever.
Right, QR codes.
QR codes.
This is me. Anyway, it was it's a laugh now. It's a laugh now.
It's a great moment to bring onto the podcast for sure. That was definitely a great Dammit moment.
Nice.
That was absolutely incredible. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Of course.
Thank you for sharing all the things that you did on the podcast. Thank you for working with me. We've had a few technical difficulties, but I feel like this has gone really well. I really appreciate your time. I'm so happy we connected. Thank you for podcasting at midnight, basically on the East Coast with me.
Oh my gosh. No worries at all. I'm so excited to go to next time I'm in LA. We're going to have to hang out face to face.
Yes.
For sure.
Please hit me up when you're in LA next. We'll do all the LA things. And we're not going to go get coffee. So we'll save at least $30.
Yeah. We'll just get those $30 smoothies at Erewhon, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what we do when we're in LA.
Excellent. I can't wait. So nice to be here, and thank you again for having me on.
Of course. Thank you so much for being on. And can you shout out your socials where people can find your music?
Oh, yeah. I'll shout out in a way that people from that comedy show didn't want to hear.
Yes.
And all of my socials are at It's Tori Lord. So ITSTORILORD. I'm on everything from Instagram to TikTok, YouTube, Facebook Threads. And on my website is itsToriLord.com. So check me out anywhere you'd like to be online.
Absolutely. Check it out, especially your website. You have some really cute merch. So listeners, make sure you check out the merch. But Tori, thank you so much for hanging out with me and telling me all the things. And it was so great to get to know you. And I can't wait to have some Erewhon with you when you visit LA.
Oh, me neither. Let's make it happen sooner than later.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.